So a man takes his dog to the movies, and they're sitting there, and it's a very adventurous film, and everybody's kind of on edge. And it's really cool because the dog starts really crying out loud. And then the dog starts laughing, and making all these different noise and kind of yelping. I mean, there's just a lot going on with this dog. And at the end of the movie, a guy goes up to the dog's owner and says, "Wow, what a dog. He cries, he laughs, he's so engaged, he knew everything that was going on in the movie. It was amazing." And the owner says, "Yeah, but he preferred the book." You see, he couldn't see the dog for what the dog is. He could only see as far as he could see himself. A healer that's standing before someone to be healed has the capacity to heal what has been healed within themselves. A practitioner that holds that space, that sacred walk for another individual, can only hold the capacity of what they have allowed themselves to embody themselves, which is what we're talking about today. To be free of addiction is better to be held for you by someone that has actually done it. And hold the space of that and that consciousness, because there's a whole different level of what's going on because of those reasons, yes? And so it's that part of knowing and what one holds into their being. It's like if you want to be healed, have people that have been healed on your team. Not people talking about it. Not lip service. And so in that space, I was thinking about how fortunate I was yesterday as I was gathered, fortunately, with some chaplains helping me, and we were doing the animal blessing over at Wings Bookstore. And I thought about just embodying about the awareness of how my own life had changed from a country girl that heard from the very beginning from people around me, just a dumb dog, just a dumb cat, or they're just dumb animals and cows. They don't know anything, they just think about food. They don't know anything else. That never resonated with me, of course. It never resonated with me. It never felt true for me. But I thought about how through the willingness and the integration within my own life to embody what I really know about the creative process, that yesterday it was just so interesting because people were coming and they were bringing, Sammy, Sally, Buffy, Tootsie, and all this. And, they were bringing all their babies in, and they were just anticipating, this nice little sweet holy prayer. And we gave them that. We did. But I took that moment and I looked at that animal, and I could hear them talking to me, and I could hear them saying the things that they were helping their owners with. And all of a sudden, so what my real prayer is thank you, Buffy, for the work that you came here to do to help this person. Thank you for sacrificing your life to be here with these people. Yes? Because I know sometimes it's not easy, because they only think you have a language, and that's barking and hungry, and they don't know that you are genius beyond manifestation. But thank you. Thank you for choosing them to offer them the healing that they need. Wow. That was one of the most exciting things for me. And new thought is when I heard we take intangible and we make it tangible. It sounds very scientific. It simply means what you don't see, you bring to light through prayer, through knowing, through development, through consciousness, so you can see it, you see. And so you make what's intangible and you make it tangible so it takes a new form, because we have that ability. Consciousness can change form. It can change reality. It can change life experiences. It can change things that have always been held in place since the beginning of time. I know this to be true. I know it. I know that many years of going to fill out all those forms, and they ask you the most ridiculous questions that don't seem relevant to whatever it is you're there for, but there wasn't a box for me to check. I couldn't check a box. Do you have a husband? Check. Are you married? Check. I couldn't check any of those boxes. I didn't have a box for me, and they weren't dare going to say, check other. They didn't want to know that information. And even in spirituality, it was only in 2015, that we were approved of the Parliament of the World Religions, that we are actually a religion called New Thought, because we said we're not coming to your stuff anymore. We're not spending our money anymore. We're not going to promote you anymore if you don't give us a box to check that belongs to us. You know what I'm saying? So wherever you are right now, you have a box that you're working with, and I want you to know, believe in the identification that can transcend and it can transform. If we don't believe that, there's no point in us coming here every Sunday going rah, rah, rah. It's the truth. We take what is intangible and we make it tangible. That's what we do. That's how we live and move and have our being. The awareness that I had a few years ago was that I joined so many people saying, I've been saying it since I was a little girl, I'm waiting on my dreams to come true. Waiting on my dreams to come true. And one day I had this huge, more than an epiphany, which is like a glorified happy hour, but I had a real defining moment. I had this defining moment when I realized in the aha moment that all the good in my life I kept pushing somewhere in future time. Future time. I'm waiting on my dreams to come true. And I was in the great waiting room of the planet. And then I remembered a scripture, Psalms 119:18, that says simply, open my eyes that I might see the wondrous works of the law. And so every Sunday we say, and bring into our world, a world according to thy perfect law. You see, the law is working in my life. It's working in your life. It's our eyes, our ability to see, that often we don't see it. We don't acknowledge it because we're already giving the universe all these signals and all these clues and all these directions about how we want it to be. And we're so busy in that, saying, that we're not giving a space out to go, whoa, wait a minute. Let me see. What is all this telling me? Deeper. What am I supposed to see from this? My dreams are waiting on me to come true. What is it that I need to come true so that I can hold this space that I'm already here? Because obviously there's a disconnect within myself. Because I can't say there's a disconnect with creation, or goodness knows, none of us would still be walking on the earth. Can you flow with that? Because it's about our own intelligence, because we cannot come from a place of there's a disconnect with spirit. It must be here. You see, Noah St. John, I love his work. I love when somebody, an original thinker, imagine, comes into the scene and gives us something to really think about. And he has books about affirmation. It's affirmation with an O instead of an I. Affirmations. I always help you out because I'm Southern, kind of help you, bilingual English and Southern, I just want to make sure you understand. I know that you're very intelligent, but I just want to, so it's not affirmations, it's affirmation. And he said, here's why. Think of all the times in your own life, think of all the times in other people's lives that they have done an affirmation. I am now perfect and complete in the mind of God. I am now perfect and complete in the mind of God. And yet, there's so much in your cellular body and your DNA and all that that's going, no, you're not. Don't you remember last night? No. No, remember last week? You are so not perfect. Oh, my God. You know. Or you say, I am infinitely abundant. I am so prosperous. I'm prosperous, I'm prosperous, I'm prosperous. Here comes the voice, here comes the physiological body going, no, you're not. Don't you remember you looked in the wallet, nothing was there. Oh my God, nothing there, nothing. This is joke. And so you get the point. So anyway, he said, instead of saying these affirmations, shift it, ask a question. Ask a question. What is it within me that is ready now to be in my own perfect design of what my life is to be? And as soon as I ask that question, I start getting answers. I start getting action answers. I start getting awareness answers. I started getting insight answers. What is it in my life, starting here right now, or what is it at this church's life within the board of trustees and all of us here that we need to know that we have more funds than we can ever spend? What needs to change within us that we can know that? You see the difference? Instead of, because it brings it into the field that it's already here, and it's real, and it's authentic. And what is it within my life that is there? That I can be healed. And every cell and fiber of my body is healthy. Wow. Michael Beckwith tells a story of many years ago when he was driving back and forth to his church. He said he would see the homeless guy, and he would see him out there, and he would think to himself, what is it that gets a guy there on the side of the road in all that humility? And occasionally he would stop and talk to him. And he said, so then he started asking the question, what is a smart, intelligent, articulate person doing in this situation? And he said, lo and behold, one day he gets a big envelope from the IRS, right? And he said, he opens it up and it says, Dear Mr. Beckwith, we are aware that you owe several $1,000s that you've never been held accountable for. And he went in that moment. He realized he had to stop asking questions that his mind would make true to answer, you see. Because he said in that moment, he understood how that could happen to anybody because he was just right there. So that's part of our languaging, is understanding the questions that we ask. Instead of saying things like, why would a crazy person do those kind of things? Or why would hate lead somebody to do something like that? You see what answers you're getting? They're about hate, okay? They're about keeping that energy alive. How about what within us can occur? So we know very clearly that this act will be the last one necessary to have our attentiveness. Now I'm getting ideas about what I can do when I get home. Stay with us, though. You see that? Very important when we're talking about embodiment, because if we don't see it, the people we're with, we don't think they see it or anything around us. It's our shifting. The greatest thing I ever read that truly changed my life, and it's always changing, but I mean significantly when I can measure it, was when I read the writings of Ernest Holmes, one of his meditations, my own shall come to me. From far and near, my own shall come to me. Even now, it is coming to me, and I receive it right now. My own is now manifesting itself to me, and I see and I know it. I feel its presence. My own shall know and respond to me. The drawing power of that inner spirit within me is now attracting good into my experience, all that is good. There is nothing within me to hinder it, nor to delay it. My own cannot be kept from me. Here's the thing. Neither can I keep my good away from me. I receive it now. My own it shall find me. No matter where I go, it will follow me. It will claim me. I cannot hide it from myself. My own shall come to me, even though there are times I deny it. There's nothing in me that can hinder it from taking possession of my soul. Wow. When one lives in that, when one says, adjust my eyes so I can see the wondrous work of the law, one knows what you are ready for right now, whatever your desires are, whatever your challenges are, whatever your problems are, whatever you need as a soul, it will find you. But you see, most people don't get that opportunity because they're so busy telling the universe how it's going to be. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to run over there, and I'm going to take those pills, and I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to run over here, and I'm going to go do that, and I'm going to do it real fast. I'm not even going to do it slow. I'm just going to go, and I'm going to go get it, and I'm going to go find it, and I'm going to have it, and I'm going to do it. And the universe is going, don't need me. Don't need me. But our own is right there. But it's the ability, capacities to stop and witness and see. It could be that the very thing you need is sitting right beside you. Right now, this moment, that moment, in that place, in the grocery, right there. The answer is right there. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I had a great, wonderful moment when I saw on Caterina de Hoyos. Yes, I see y'all on Facebook, and I read what you put. And I love what Caterina put. That she put. A number of people have been calling me and checking with me after the storm, and they want to ask me, did I lose power? Oh, yeah. And I said to them, I did lose my electricity. I never lost my power. I never lost my power. Never lost my power. So I was thinking about this thing called the whatever it is now, because you can't just call it a phone, you know. And I'm wondering what they'll think of next. It'll probably have a skin Velcro, and we'll just attach it. You know, we'll just wear it somewhere, connect it. You know, they'll be in perfect, like, you know, blingy colors and stuff, and we'll all wear them. They'll be non-gender phones, you know. I'm going to stop there before I go somewhere I can't get back. Anyhow, that said, you know, I was thinking about just in a few years how it has changed that this was a phone. I used to carry this across the state, you know, on those long roads with the orange trucks, because in case I needed to talk to somebody. And I was thinking about how it went from being a phone that you were kind of aware that you could be addicted, because goodness knows, I mean, somebody tries to find you for 5 minutes. That's overwhelming. But it went from that to then it became the camera. So even when you could do therapy and not have to have your phone, you had to have it because it was your camera. And then, well, you had to have it because it had a map. And then for some of us, instead of wearing those tidbit things hanging on you, how long you walked, how far, how many steps, what have you done? Your phone does that now. So if you don't have your phone, it doesn't measure you unless they make some kind of chip and insert in us, you know. You carry it everywhere you go. You just have to have it. How many of you have a phone with you right now? How many? Absolutely. And if you didn't raise your hand just because you didn't hear what I asked you. You do not go anywhere without this thing. And there's no judgment. But what occurred to me is, what if you went to get God as often as you went to get this phone? What if you go out of your driveway and you are in a mood and you say, I need to turn back around and go to the house. I left God on the counter. And I'm going to go get that God consciousness energy before I go where I'm supposed to go and get out on the streets today. Right? Can you imagine? Can you imagine where we would be if we had as much energy around connecting with our Creator as much as we do with connecting with what goodness knows could possibly happen in our lives that hasn't happened yet. If we could do that, wow, what would that look like? What would that practice look like? That you say, I am. I forgot. You know, we say it all the time. Oh, we're not leaving? Oh, we will, but I forgot my phone. I forgot that I am today a representative of God. I forgot that that's really what I'm here to do, is to show people how phenomenal to be in that experience, how it can be. Wow. Feel that. What it can be like. You see, so many people wait all their lives wanting permission to just go out and be it now. What if permission in your life, whatever the next mission is, what if the next step in your life, what if the thing that is on your door, the thing that has found you, your own, that's knocking on your door, what if that is the thing that brings you into a mission-based life of that's the very thing that you must prove to yourself that not only can you do it, you can do it beyond the averages of how people have done it, and you can check that off on your box, and you can say, the glory of God is upon me, because this is how it is, and this is how I live. Thank you for coming today. Bless you. Thank you.